Yeah.
She's the fourth girl, and you mentioned her. And what is she doing now? You said she'd be happy that I said that.
Betty is still a wonderful person. I see her in Detroit every time I go there. And I don't forget what she's actually doing. But she always says, girl, sometimes I wish I could have stayed with the group. And then other times she says, it's fine. She says, I really admire what you, Diane, and the other girls have done. So it was kind of nice.
And you've been able to let a lot of people know a little bit more about what the Supremes were all about. You are an author as well as an actress. We'll talk about that, as well as a singer.
Yeah.
And your first book was called Dream Girl, My Life as a Supreme.
I was really proud of that. The endeavor for me was stepping outside of being a Supreme and really having a challenge and going ahead and trying it. I think becoming a Supreme, I've always felt, was more like maybe luck or something like that. And I was guided and everything went well. Writing the book was something I decided to do. I said, I want to do this and I'm going to do this. And at the age of 17, I started keeping a diary.
Oh.
Now, my teacher, Mr. Boone, said to me, he says, Mary, he says, you should become a writer. And at the time, we were still the Primettes, singing in Detroit, still like 16 years old. And I laughed at him. I said, write a book, write. All I want to do is go down to Motown and sing, and see all the fine guys and things like that. And so I started keeping the diary, and when we became famous, I said, I know what I'm going to write about. So all those years, I said, I'm going to write a book. And Diane and Flo would always laugh at me, sure, right. When I finally decided to write the book, and it came out very well, I'm very pleased with it, I said, wow, it was something that I did, and it wasn't just luck. I actually did that myself, and it's a great feeling.
And it's a great book. And we're going to talk more about the second book, about some other things that you've been doing. But right now, what I think we would like to do is take a look at some performance of Miss Mary Wilson while she was here in the area at Blues Alley in Washington, D.C., and woman can sing. Check it out.
Of how good it is to be. You say you've been around, and now you finally found everything you wanted and needed in me. But I don't have the heart to hurt you. It's the last thing I want to do. No, I don't have the heart to love you. Not the way you want me to.
My guest today on Video LP is the beautiful Miss Mary Wilson, and we'll be talking more about her other careers, because she does much more than just sing. But you have to stay tuned to Video LP to find out exactly what. Stick around.
Oh, how can I make you understand? I care about you so much, about you, baby. I'm trying to say this just as gently as I can. Just as I walk to the door, I can feel your emotion. It's pulling me back just a little more, back to love you. Oh no, I'm caught up in the middle line.
I'm Sherry Carter, and you're back with more Video LP and the chuckling Mary Wilson. She was chuckling at that little clip we just saw. Do people call you the former Supreme, and if they do, does it bother you?
No, it never bothers me. I feel very proud of having been a Supreme. Like I said, if I had to come back, I would want to come back as Mary Wilson of the Supremes.
Oh,
and basically, that's what people call me, Mary Wilson of the Supremes. Yeah. And no, it doesn't bother me at all. It was funny looking at that clip. It's live, right?
Yeah.
And the hair is gone, the makeup's gone, it's like sweating all over the place. But I really enjoyed playing Blues Alley. That was a nice date. I'm doing a lot of those type dates now.
You do a lot of touring.
Yeah, I have my own band, and just great. 2 girls who sing with me, 2 ladies, I should say, who sing with me. And we basically tour all over the world. doing shows for corporations and things like that. So it's really fun.
And you've also acted.
Yeah, I was in Beehive. It was a musical about female singers of the 60s. I got a chance
Something
to sing.
you knew nothing about, right? Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun because I had a chance to emulate one of my favorite singers, Aretha Franklin. And I was the narrator of the show. And then I had a chance to be Aretha, be the Supremes, you know, be Martha and the Vandellas. It was really fun. And I had a chance to act a little bit too.
Yeah.
Speaking of acting, I have a part in a movie coming up this October called Acts of Aggression, so I'm really happy about that.
Great.
So I'll be acting in a movie.
Were you nervous on set? Was it kind of a intimidating experience?
No, I haven't done the film
Okay,
yet.
so you're going to start
Yes,
taping
I'll start
in
taping.
October.
Yes, I'm doing that as well as recording in July, and I'm very pleased about that.
Tell us more about that.
I have been begging for a record deal. I mean, basically begging, right? It's been, let me see, since when I left Motown, it was 1979, so it's been that long since I've actually had a contract, a recording contract.
But why would you have to beg? I mean, you're Mary Wilson. Why would you have to beg?
Well, like what we were speaking about before, I was a background singer, and that's the way record companies were perceiving me, as a background singer. And
Can she handle the spotlight?
It took, well, I don't even think it went that far. You know?
Really?
It took me this long to get the deal, but I'm very happy because my manager, Chip Lightman, said he was going to knock down every door, you know, to make sure it happened, and it finally did. So I'm recording this July, and my very dear friend, Brenda Russell, is going to let me have a couple of her songs, which I absolutely, as you saw from the clip, I love
one of her
compositions. I think she's fabulous. I have a couple of Diane Warren songs, and we have some surprises for the album. I might be doing a duet with a very handsome young man, very good singer. So I'm really happy, very pleased about that.
Now, you know, if you do anything up-tempo in the video, you're going to have to bust out with some funky, crazy moves now. Have you been practicing the latest, you know?
Well, my children are really into it. I swear, my son, Pedro, is showing me all the new steps, and my daughter and my other son, Raphael, said they would teach me whatever I need to know.
There you go.
So, in fact, some of the songs I will be singing will be up-tempo. In fact, the majority of them will be up-tempo because most of my fans know me as a ballad singer. And I love ballads. I mean, I could sing ballads I think we need love songs. I think we need love in the world. And I'd like to be the one to, you know, serenade those lovers out there. However, we're going for the hit, you know. So we'll probably have a lot of up-tempo songs.
Have you seen any of the material yet at all?
Yes. In fact, I meant to bring one. One is called Under Any Moon. It's a lovely, lovely up-tempo song, and it's sort of, well, you'll have to wait for it.
Now see, all right, and then you'll have to come back, too.
I'll have to come back. I'll have to come back.
I want to talk about the second book. I'll let you talk about the second book.
My second book.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's coming out in paperback this August. It was out in hardcover November.
Supreme.
Okay, selling my books. And it's really about the period, it's about post-Diana Ross days, basically. And it goes through a lot of the ups and downs with trying to keep various girls in the group, as we spoke about Jean, Terrell, and Sherry, with trying to keep them in the group while the record company was not giving us sort of the backing that I felt that we should have. And then it goes into my private life, some not so happy moments, a little battered wife and things like that in there. So to me, it's a woman's book.
Yeah.
I've heard lots of guys say that they've read it and they really enjoyed it. Hearing from a woman's perspective and a career woman, and also there's a lot in there about the business. I think what I found interesting after reading it myself, rereading my life, was that